It's in the 80s here in the UK. We're having a little bit of a mini heat wave. It can get hotter, but for us at the moment, this is actually quite hot because we don't have air conditioning in our homes. So to talk about staying chic, stylish and classy in the heat, I'm experiencing that at the moment. One of the things I actually noticed yesterday when I was putting on makeup, and by midday, my face was kind of glistening. And if you follow me for a while, you would know that I don't use powder because I don't like powder. It sits in cracks and so on. Well, I had to put powder on because my face was just, anyway. Those of you who live in hotter climates that are like this all the time, you probably know this. You've got to wear powder. So there's your first tip. Make sure you've got some powder in your bag, or you're using powder, or you're putting powder on in the morning. Second tip, of course, is make sure you got your sun cream on. I'm at the moment using Supergoop. So I put my moisturiser on, I put my Supergoop on, and then I put my foundation on. Sometimes I will use a foundation that's also a sun cream. So yes, this is a brand that I was introduced to by a UK beauty YouTuber, and it's called Heliocare. I have got a version in light and one in brown. The brown is too brown, the light's too light for me, so I mix the two. But they work, and they then give me my sunscreen factor 50, and it's kind of, then I treat it as a foundation because it's got some colouring in it as well. So I'll do that too. This video was really going to be about clothes mostly. But before we get on to clothes, also talking about ourselves and how we're looking in the heat. We need to get a good night's sleep, and really when it's hot, that is hard, isn't it? And then you've also got the daylight. We're waking up at 4:30. I mean, I felt wide awake. I've got blinds obviously, but they're not blackout blinds. And so as the days got lighter, I was waking up at 4:30, and I was just thinking, well, actually it's time to get up and do my stuff. Because as far as my body was concerned, I'd really thought it had a good night's sleep. Over time, I was getting tired and tired and tired, and then I realised I had a mask, which I got a few years ago from Charlotte Tilbury. I have tried other masks before, but this is the only one that I actually find really comfortable and I will sleep in. And now I can sleep through to 7, 8 o'clock when my alarm goes off. And even my husband getting out of bed, I don't hear him sleep right through. So it really makes a difference to have an eye mask. Then you're feeling in the heat, you're actually feeling like you've got a good night's sleep. And talking of getting a good night's sleep, so we've solved the light problem. It's the heat problem, that humidity in the UK. It's very difficult to sleep because we're sweating under the cover. Because we're sweating, we're throwing the cover off, we're cooling down. Because the sweat's on our bodies cooling us down fast, we get cold, we wake up again, pull the cover on, and the cycle just goes on and on and on and on like that. And that gives us really disturbed sleep, which then means we can't go around our day jobs. So it is important to get a good night's sleep. So I have been sent a comforter to go over the bed or over me while I'm sleeping by a brand called Rest, who are sponsoring this video today so as you can look cool and chic in the heat. So thank you, Rest. So the comforter that I've ordered is king size for our king size bed, and I ordered it in an ivory. It comes in a variety of colours. The material, when you feel the material, it feels cool. It's also thin. It's not thin like a sheet. It's clearly got a filling in it, but it's a lot thinner than my summer lightweight tog duvet. And that goes straight onto you. So when you don't have a sheet, you don't have a duvet cover, you're just sleeping under the comforter. I am getting so much better and longer sleep. I'm throwing on again, much less. There's many nights I'm sleeping straight through in this humidity and heat as well. So, and it's wicking away that moisture, so I'm not sweating and then overheating and throwing covers off and on again. It feels to my skin, it feels cool and has a feel of silk. Although the outer material is not silk, but it has that feel against my skin, which I love because I sleep on a silk pillowcase for the same reason, that I want to keep my face cool. So I'm loving this against my body. Washing it, I washed it in my machine, hung it outside on the line. And what I did was actually, I've got one of those swivel washing line, and so I laid it across the top of the swivel washing line, and it dried in the day in the sunshine outside, and went back on my bed that night. And I love the feeling of that cool material. It's just a so cool, silky, smooth, soft material, that slippery, kind of slippery type material. Very, very cool and comfortable to the touch, and I love that feel against my skin. Thank you, Rest, for providing me with a longer, cooler sleep, for offering my followers a discount as well, which is... Now let's talk about clothes. And as I'm standing here, I mean, I've opened the window, so you're now going to hear some traffic noise, but you know, even you might be able to see that I'm actually glistening. It's just it really is. Anyway, so materials, talking about materials then, I am wearing a linen top because I am so loving natural materials at the moment. I'm liking them in the winter, but in the summer they come to their own, don't they? Because it's breathable material. This linen is a breathable material, and this is one that I bought this year from Sea Salt. I am actually really liking Sea Salt's clothes at the moment. Now, in the UK, now this is a warning to the States as well, because in the UK you're going to know this. It's a little bit iffy, isn't it? So we have to be a bit picky when we're going into Sea Salt as to what we get. But you can get some lovely items that are made from lovely natural materials, such as this linen top that I'm wearing at the moment. I've also got the bamboo blouse that I've worn a lot this summer because of its breathability. And I'm actually thinking of getting it in blue as well now. Yellow I won't go. I love the yellow. And if I was you and yellow suited you, or this goldy marigoldy colour suited you, it would be great. In the States, you can't get this locally yet, whereas a lot of Sea Salt stuff is available locally for you. And that's what I would link down below for you. And I'm just keeping my eye out. I'm trying to keep my eye out for this particular blouse. Now, this linen top, for instance, is available for you locally. My point is natural materials, so I like that sort of, you know, the linen-y, loose linen trousers, you know, loose linen shirts. You can wear shirts as jackets or shirts, you know, to protect your arms. When I've been abroad in the heat, a linen shirt or a cotton shirt over the top of your t-shirt or over the top of your swimming costume to stop your arms and your shoulders and around your neck burning. So I'll link down below some items that I think that are not frumpy that we could wear in natural materials for the US and for the UK as well. And also when we're talking about natural materials and that kind of natural material vibe, you know, maybe we're talking about coastal grandma vibe, but wear it in towns as well, you know. But often it's loose, and that's what you want as well. You want that loose clothing it's not sticking to your body, you're not compromised around your waist necessarily. And when we talk about outfit shapes and how, you know, we don't want to wear slim with slim, and we want slim and loose together, we don't want loose and loose. A lot of people now are wearing loose and loose, but they're often defining the waist, so it's not quite loose and loose. So you can wear, say, a linen shirt over the top of, say, a tank top, with, say, some loose trousers or some loose shorts. That would work because you've got the slim tank top underneath the oversized shirt. Equally, you could wear an oversized shirt that's linen or cotton, tuck it into your shorts, have a belt. You've got loose shirt, you've got your looser shaped shorts, but you're defining your waist a bit because you've actually got it tucked in and you've got a belt around. If you can tolerate, say, sort of something around your waist in the heat and the humidity. But often if we're wearing something loose and airy, like a loose skirt, loose trousers, loose shorts, and then a loose overshirt, we're giving the impression of being chic and cool, even if we're not feeling it. That looseness, those natural materials are giving a cool vibe. And having talked about getting that, you know, wearing loose with loose, if we're getting the rest of our proportions right, so say you're following the 1/3, 2/3 rule, maybe, that compensates for the fact that you're actually wearing loose with loose. Because really, if you're in the heat, you don't really care. You just want to be cool, but you want to look nice. You want to look good when you're out and about. Compromise, go for it. Go for loose with loose and just look chicly cool. And just call it in your head, call it coastal grandma. Dresses are easy options, aren't they? In the winter, I don't wear dresses so much, but in the summer, I just love them. I came across the concept, and I didn't realise quite how simple and easy an idea this is that when I go away and I'm packing in the summer, just take dresses. It's just one and done. You just put it on, put on some jewellery, put on some footwear, grab a bag, and you're done. You don't have to think about what goes with what and separates, and a lot of them are quite, you know, flowy and cool. Slip on your dress, put on your jewellery, maybe add a belt or not, depending whether you want a cool dress and it to be loose and flowing, and yeah, sandals or footwear. Colours, of course. When it's really hot, we don't want the dark colours, do we? We want to keep away from the dark colours and sort of wear the light colours that reflect the heat. So your whites, your ivories, your pale pinks, pale blues, pale yellows, you know, and so on. So just think about that. Hats are useful. So when I go out in the summer, I'm taking a biggish bag like this because I want to put in there a foldable hat. And coolie bar. I haven't got a coolie bar foldable hat at the moment to show you, but I have had one in the past. They are fantastic, and they are UVA, UVB, you know, sun protected hats, and they do foldable ones from Australia. This is my current foldable hat, which is not designed to be UVA, UVB, and I can't link it for you anyway. This came in a curator box, so some of you might have it if you get curator boxes. So it's a Rachel Zoe hat. But it's still good enough that it's foldable, and I can just put it on my head if I'm out and about and it's hot, you know, and I want to keep my face shielded. So this, plus I'm in disguise, you can't see me, but the point is, you know, my face, my eyes, my head, my forehead is protected, and this is keeping the heat off me. So, okay, it's not UVB. You look for some UVB, you know, sun protecting hats. But anyway, that aside, your sun hat, your foldable sun hat in a bag, your sunglasses, a change of footwear, because you might be wanting to wear your open toe, comfortable sandals to get to where you're going, like your Birkenstocks or your flip-flops or your flip-flops, which is what I do. I'm perfectly happy going around in my Birkenstocks. If I'm going to a restaurant or a pub or whatever, or going to do something, I'll then have a change of footwear in my big bag. Plus maybe my sunglasses and my sun cream. Other point to mention though is do make sure that you are putting your sunscreen on your feet. I did hear, a nurse did say to me once, because I had a melanoma removed on the leg, and while that was being done, a nurse was chatting to me and she said, yeah, dermatologists, I think the dermatologist wasn't in the room doing it, I think he was prepping elsewhere. But she said that she's heard dermatologists say that on women, top of their feet is a common place for melanomas. So I'm very religious about that. Obviously, there's also, Serena's recently had her issues with her chest as well. So I'm really religiously about putting sunscreen on my chest. But I had my melanoma on my leg. And I'm in the UK. So, you know, we can get them too. We can get them too. Oh, there we go. That is how to stay chic in the heat. If you'd call this chic,